Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching. And hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel. As you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes, family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys are having a great and exceptional day. Well, evening. But, anyways, do the great day free things like share and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. All right. So, it's interesting the story that I'm going to get into. There's various things to talk about. There's been so many things happening during the week. But before I go forward, I know Nia Long had an issue with her significant other, who's the coach of the Celtics. And at this point, I don't even know why most celebrities even get married anymore, or people that are in the sports and entertainment industry on any level, unless they're married beforehand or they've been with that person beforehand. Because I look at people like a Snoop Dogg, who was with his wife, now since high school. You know, they're high school sweethearts. They knew each other before he became quote unquote Snoop Dogg, the business rap mogul that he is today. Because even Dr. Dre met his former ex-wife. Um, during the time when he was with NWA, you know, going to death row and all that good stuff. But even in that situation, I'm just like, I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people, a lot of people don't like it, but you know, it is what it is. And because here's the thing, and a lot of females don't like hearing this, and a lot of men don't even like hearing this. But sometimes some people just don't want to be married. It's not against the law. Sometimes people don't want to settle down and leave it the beaver lifestyle and whatnot. My mindset, if you're just open and honest about it, I think it saves a lot of people a lot of time and headache. But a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. So it is what it is. All right, now, but let's get into the real reason why I am live tonight. All right, Tiffany Haddish, Aries Spears. Okay, they're the main reasons why, and I've talked about this once it came out about that video skit that they did, how I was, you know, against it, especially with Aries Spears, you know, all day, every day with his. Because at the end of the day, I could use foul language, but I'm not going to because I like to carry myself in a respectable manner. But I don't particularly care for Aries Spears. I did see him in person once, and it's for the first time. Usually, when I go to a comedy show, I break the I buy merchandise. I break the comedians off with things of that nature, especially if they put on a great show. Like I did it with Tiffany Haddish. I did it with Carlos Mencia. I did it with Mike Epps. I did it with Shula King. I love to go to comedy shows. But anyways, I digress. At the end of the day, Aries Spears put on a great performance, but as soon as they got off that stage, the douchebag that he is came out, and I was like, you know what, I'm good. I paid my money to see him. I bought my drink and food, and I gave him props, and he was just like, thanks, and walked away like a douchebag. So I was like, okay, well, I was going to buy some merchandise from you, but I'm good, and I'll never go to a show of yours again. And he got his butt whipped on 5150, and he had it coming. And as a grown man, when you step to a grown man talking nonsense, I don't care what your quote unquote background is, you better be ready to bring the heat when somebody's telling you to shut up and they get up and they're ready to throw down. Because every time I look at that video, if I want to get a good laugh, I watch that video when Zoe gave him the 2 to 3 piece knuckle sandwich, and it was just funny at the end of the day. But I'll leave it at that. All right, now the lawsuit has been upended for Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. The people that remain nameless that were in the lawsuit. If you remember seeing the video, it's been talked about 1,000 times. The lawsuit, as of 2 days ago, has been lifted, and obviously Tiffany Haddish is liking the fact that it's been a weight off their shoulder. But she says, in a sense, I've lost everything because she had a lot of things happening for her, and I think a lot of future contracts may hinder her in the future in regards to television production, movies, things of that nature. It's affected her career in a big way. With Aries Spears, um, he's still booked to do shows right now, so I don't see his career being as affected as Tiffany Haddish because nobody wants Aries Spears to be in a movie or a television show because he's a douchebag and look at him. I mean, do I need to say anything else? And I'm not even, I'm not homosexual or anything of that nature. I'm just like, I look at this guy and it's like Earthquake is a great actor. Earthquake is a great comedian. I've seen him 4 times and whatnot. I would love to see him again. You know, he's funny, but I look at Aries Spears and I just like really, like he just to me he's just a guy that's a has been from the '90s that had his time. He screwed up, and I'll leave it at that. You know, he had his moment in the sun, and he screwed up. You know, he had to learn the hard way. But this is going to affect both of their careers for a long time to come. Um, and the thing is the reason why I'm talking about this specific subject matter is because um, the Jane Doe actually requested the judge to dismiss the lawsuit with prejudice. So I would imagine that there might have been a settlement of some sort. Who knows? But because a lot of times money does talk and everything else walks. But um, it's one of those. It is what it is. At the end of the day. And Tiffany Haddish even said she was concerned about the kids and making sure that they were okay in regards to the legal drama and all that good stuff. And she was really referring to the children at the center of which she with of since the withdrawn lawsuit and whatnot. So it's interesting all at the same time. And she even says she hasn't spoken to Aries Spears since. I don't even think they were really that close to begin with because I've noticed that most people don't really mess with him like that outside of his co-worker, the guy that I saw him on the road with and whatnot. He's actually more of a decent individual to deal with, but nobody really messes with him anymore because he burns every bridge that he crosses, you know. And every time you go, what is it? Every time you even think about every time he goes anywhere, he just has that douchebag aura about him, that he thinks he's all that, and he's not. Like I said, I really look at him as a has been as a comedian, but that's just my personal opinion. And if you go see a show, do what you do, but I would recommend not going because you're supporting somebody that looks down on everybody. So it is what it is. But he is going to be who he's going to be. But at the end of the day, um, we know what the lawsuit was about. It was assaulting a brother and sister that was a part of this production, the pedophile. And I looked at the production. I couldn't look at all of it, and I was disgusted with it. Like at the end of the day, I don't know what parent would allow anybody to allow their children to go to any set like this. It's just like the rules of engagement when it comes to dealing with children is totally different. And usually, because even I have friends that live in LA and Atlanta and they work in Hollywood and they tell me how more extra care is taken into consideration when you're dealing with the children. There's more security on the set. They always make sure that there's a legal guardian on a set. If not a parent, a legal guardian, and the show's in writing, some sort of legal documentation that says this is a legal guardian that's taking responsibility for the child to ensure the safety of the child. They usually even take longer to film to ensure that the safety of the child is being taken into consideration because there's always legal issues if a child gets hurt or anybody gets hurt on set, especially if a child gets hurt on set. But it is what it is. And the Mad TV alumni known as Aries Spears, that was in the skit. And obviously it was just disgusting how I don't even know how anybody could have been comfortable even doing what he did in that skit. I'm just going to leave it at that. But Tiffany Haddish said that I lost everything. All my gigs are gone. Everything gone. I don't have no job. I don't have no job, bro. Days after the lawsuit was filed on September 1st, Tiffany Haddish wrote in an Instagram post, I deeply regret having agreed to act in the skit detailed in the suit. And that's the crazy thing. Like, will Tiffany Haddish be able to come back from this? That's the thing to really take into consideration. Will she come back from this? I think she will because Tiffany Haddish is way more resilient than douchebag. But excuse me, she's way more resilient than douchebag Aries Spears and whatnot. She hasn't been around as long as he has, but I think she's way more resilient. One, this is a person who slept in her car. Two, um, I think there is some redemption that she has in regards to what she did and her involvement. Obviously, it wasn't as involved as Aries Spears, but there was involvement. I would have never, no matter how desperate I was, I would have never taken part in anything of that nature. And I'm just going to say that straight up and down. But this is the cause of the game and whatnot. And when you're a celebrity, you got more and more people coming after you. Like me, if I was a celebrity, one, I would have never taken place in anything like this. But two, I have to be locked down at like Fort Knox. In a sense, I'd have to have some sort of security with me, kind of like Takashi 6. Well, not to the extent that Takashi 6ix9ine had, because I'm not engaged in criminal activity, and I'm not snitching on other criminals that would want to kill me if I did that. So, but I would definitely be taking another route because here's the thing, and I say this to all the celebrities out there: you're in a position of not only enhancing your craft, but you're in a position to make so much money and to be able to give back to your community from economic standpoint if you get your head out of your you know what. Because Tiffany Haddish, I know her big thing was buying affordable housing, having affordable housing for orphanage kids of that live in orphanages and whatnot, kids that were adopted because she was an adopted child, so things of that nature. She wants to open up a grocery store in South Los Angeles. I totally get it. But you got to be around the right people at the end of the day, and you got to stay away from certain people, because at the end of the day, when you are making a lot of money, the vultures will come around, the leeches will come around, the ticks will come around, and they'll come in many shapes, forms, sizes, and colors, and religions, and all that great stuff. And but they will literally be the biggest rat that has the best suit on, outfit on it, with the biggest smile on the freaking planet. But you got to charge this to the game at the end of the day, Tiffany, because to me it's just one of the saddest things. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Now, in other news, and this one, the crazy thing is that all these stories hit home to me, because I've met Aries Spears, I've met Tiffany Haddish, because I paid to go to their comedy shows. One, in Los Angeles, Tiffany Haddish. Two, Aries Spears in Ontario, California. And ironically, in Los Angeles, California, I went for the first time. This is back in 2017, 18 time frame. I went to Sweetie Pies. I even went to the Sweetie Pies in Houston, Texas, which I'll be there next month. So my Houston family, we got to link up. But yeah, I went to Sweetie Pies in Los Angeles and Hollywood and Houston, Texas. And Tim Norton, and I'm not saying anything bad about his mom, because I got nothing but love and respect for his mother and what she did for him and her whole family. Okay, somebody who used to be a backup dancer for Tina Turner, and then ended up having her own franchises of different Sweetie Pies and things of that nature, and being able to put her son in the position, because he was, I believe he got locked up when he was age 17 or 18. I think he might have spent 5 to 10 years in jail. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, allegedly he spent that much time in jail, but I remember from watching the reality TV show, he spent a significant amount of time in jail, and he even went back to the old jail, which they closed down, because I guess it was, the place looked like, because they don't keep prisons up and whatnot, and I guess the place was considered condemned, so they had to, and he went to his old cell and everything. And you think he would have been in a position that where he would have never want to go back to that lifestyle, but unfortunately, in a sense, he did, because what Sweetie Pies, what the young lady who Miss Robbie, who created Sweetie Pie. She created a beautiful franchise, especially in St. Louis, where St. Louis, like any other city, has its Mrs. Robbie Montgomery. She I got nothing but love and respect for this one. I would never say anything negative or derogatory about her. Food is great. The recipe is great. She was helping. She built an empire, and she helped. And she said, I remember on the reality TV show, she said she knew that her son, being a black man coming from jail and whatnot, having a record and whatnot, nobody was really going to hire him. So she built a business so that she could hire her son. And that's why I said the power in owning businesses and owning real estate is a very powerful thing. Okay, that's why I get ticked off when I hear about politicians talk about everything else but the money, everything else but the access to capital in a capitalist society. Ironically, right? But anyway. So on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, I'm sorry, it was Tuesday, September 14th. Welcome Sweetie Pie star Tim Norman takes a stand just days after the mother of murdered victim Andre Montgomery testified. Also present in the courtroom was Norman's mother, Miss and Montgomery's grandmother, Robbie Montgomery, who created the Sweetie Pies restaurant franchise. Norman is accused of being behind a murder for hire scheme to kill his nephew, and is charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire and murder for hire. He is also charged with one count of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud, and court documents showing Norman took out a life insurance policy on Montgomery for $450,000 2 years before the shooting. And this is crazy, because the thing that boggles my mind is this man was on top of the world. He was opening up franchises in California, Texas. I knew where he was trying to, go to other areas. He really wanted to be able to build the company to the point where they could franchise it. That he could basically just get to the point where, like a McDonald's, is people's paying him to be able to buy into the Sweetie Pies brand and whatnot, and he could just start making that mailbox money, you know. But defense attorney Michael Leonard asked how much money Norman made from the show and working at the restaurant. Norman said he made $5,000 every 2 weeks, claimed he also received income from the restaurant, and then became an owner for one location, making $50,000 every week. Received money from merchandise with about $5,000 a week, and noted he received income from two ATMs bringing in 1,500 weekly. When asked if he had anything to do with Montgomery's murder, Norman replied, "No, sir." He said his brother, who is Montgomery's dad, died when Andre was a baby. He said he spent several summers with Montgomery when Montgomery was in high school. He was my brother's kid, so I want to step in and be a father figure. I tried my best to show him right from wrong and be a friend at the same time. When it came to being a mentor to kids in the community, Norman choked up saying, I just try to show them you can make it by doing regular stuff. You can do hard work, not street life, not being a basketball football player. They saw us getting rich by selling chicken. And it's like I said, I know this is quote unquote at the end of the day all allegedly, but it's to me it's just sad at the end of the day. It's a sad thing because this was like even I'm not even a reality TV show person, not at all. But the reason why I love Sweetie Pies at the end of the day, whether this is true or not, like I said, this is all it's the trial's happening now, so I'm not going to say he's guilty or not guilty. That's for the courts to decide. I'm not putting that out there. But I will say that the main reason why fell in love with this specific reality TV show is because you saw African American family um, go through hardships, triumph, work hard. And Joe, you work in the restaurant industry and you're successful, you're going to work hard. You work. That's why I'm always nice to restaurant employees because they work their butts off. And they were building something, and then they were hiring people within the community all at the same time. It was a community restaurant. It was a beautiful thing, and if I went to St. Louis, I don't even know if Sweetie Pies is still open because the one in Houston closed down, the one in Los Angeles closed down. I don't have a reason to go to St. Louis, so that's what made it better because they're like, hey, I go to Houston all the time, I go to Los Angeles all the time. Black-owned restaurants, supporting black businesses, getting some good food and some great service all at the same time. So it's just one of those things, man. I don't know how to put it. But Norman went on to say that upon his nephew graduating from high school in St. Louis, he moved from his grandmother's, Miss Robbie's house, and back to Texas, but had issues there. So he moved the 21-year-old into a new apartment, paid for his music school, paid for his apartment, gave him a weekly allowance, and provided groceries and clothes. The defense also shared pictures of Montgomery posing with guns. Norman said he was concerned about Montgomery's lifestyle and that it was suggested he should get life insurance policy on Montgomery. So at the end of the day, like I said, to me, it's an unfortunate situation, and that's the thing. And I'm not going to say anything bad about the person who got killed because somebody died. But I got members in my family. I know people that I grew up with. Sometimes you can give people the world. It's not a lot of times. It's not even about where somebody grew up at. Not about where their parents, how great their parents raised them. Sometimes people just don't want to do right. I remember being in school and all the kids who had the best parents and they had the nicest cars and lived in the best houses and whatnot always got into some trouble because sometimes people just like being in the trouble, being into some mess, being in the street life. It's sexy to them. It's interesting to them. Being basic is boring to them. All right. The article says cross-examination on the stand. Norman said he didn't understand the insurance lingo, but the prosecutors pointed out he filed his own life insurance application um, before and asked on the application. It asked if you previously were arrested and you wrote no, but that was a lie, wasn't it? Norman admitted it was. So he said, okay, he admitted that he lied. It says in the defendant, Tarika Ellis testimony, she explained how they bought burner phones to stay in touch and then contacted Montgomery to track him. On the stand, Norman said he would use burner phones for his infidelity since he had a significant other at the time. At 8:03, phone records show Ellis called Norman Ellis. Recalled what he said during the phone call. What the F happened? I heard gunshots, she told the jury. He said, don't worry about it. Get on the highway and go home. Don't tell anybody. She claims Norman told her to delete her Instagram and to get rid of the phone. Norman denied ever saying that and claimed he didn't know his nephew was killed at that moment. He said he paid Ellis only $1,000 for sex and $2,000 to help her open a boutique in Memphis. Um, and before I go forward, like I said, this is all allegedly. This is a trial that's going on, so I'm not putting dirt on nobody's name here. But what I'm saying is, um, this is why I'm careful. Like I said, for me, I'm careful about who I have in my circle. But my rule number one is don't break the law. You know, don't be on the hood nonsense the way you're going to always get into some crap and always got something dirty and shady going on. I'm not saying that Norman did that. I'm saying I don't like folks like that around me that are constantly doing stuff like that, because something always happens, something always goes down, and then in the blink of an eye, your life is just changed or it could be over with. Especially nowadays. As of Tuesday afternoon, both sides rested their cases and closing arguments, and instructions for the jury will take place Wednesday morning. Um, and that's that. So we'll see what happens and go from there. Like I said, to me, it's a sad situation, and whatever will be, and go from there. But it's unfortunate, and it is what it is. I don't know how to any other way. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about, if you watch Sweetie Pies, if you're a Sweetie Pies fan. What do you think about the Tiffany Haddish situation? Do you think that her career is going to thrive again? You think Aries Spears, this is his last rodeo? Is he going to continue to do what he's doing and whatnot? Let me know in the comment section, because um, it's interesting times. And like I said, I was a big Sweetie Pies fan, to the point where like I said, had the opportunity of going to meet the people, half the cast that was on, especially the show in Los Angeles. And I got to meet the gentleman Charles in Houston and whatnot. So it was good times. It really was. It really was. But anyways, okay. Last but not least, for my crypto fans and whatnot, as of a couple days ago, the state of Colorado residents, if you live in the state of Colorado and you're a resident there, you can now pay state taxes with cryptocurrency for a fee. Citizens can pay individual income tax, business income tax, sales and use tax, withholding tax, severance tax, and excess fuel tax using cryptocurrency. Now, I know cryptocurrency is basically down to $20,000 now. One time it was, heading towards $100,000. Now it's down to 20,000. But I always say, at the end of the day, because you have your experts online, and have your experts on the media, the national media, talk about the troubles of cryptocurrency and why we don't like it and why it's terrible and why you're a fool to invest in it. Here's my take on it. Whatever your take is on it is what it is. I buy cryptocurrency because I like the asset in itself. I like the idea of the asset. I like the idea of having another asset to be able to utilize from a credit perspective, and utilize to be able, like I want to borrow money from one of my rental properties perspective. I love the idea of being able to do that, because the idea of becoming your own bank is a beautiful thing. Being able to do that with cryptocurrency, being able to do that with a whole life insurance company, being able to do that with other real estate properties, because not even can you get an equity line of credit with a real estate with a regular bank and whatnot, but you can get hard money lending from other individuals at the same time, and other institutions at the same time, based on your credit score, based on the amount of money you make a year, and based on the amount of assets that you have, i.e. real estate. I love that when it comes to cryptocurrency. But this thing, the fact that Colorado makes this announcement even further tells me this thing is going to be around a lot longer than people always anticipate. One, and two, there's all these things out here, that these corporate platforms out here that want you to spend your crypto. They don't want you to hold on to it. They give it. There's so many different. Like I said, once I saw Visa, Mastercard get involved in a platform to where you can spend your cryptocurrency, you can pay and buy groceries with cryptocurrency, you can pay your bills with cryptocurrency. I knew that there was something to it. And now that the state has gotten involved and saying, yeah, we'll accept it as well. That shows you how valuable, when corporate America um, can see the value in it. And when all aspects of government sees the value in it, that's why people buy bonds. All right, that's why people buy stocks in the stock market. No shade towards corporate America or the government, but what I'm saying is, everything is a chess move, and this is a great chess move by Colorado. I'm not mad at it, because as the old one of my old wrestlers used to say, Booker T, and I need to get his voice so I can play it every now and then. Don't hate the player, hate the game. All right. That's just what it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Colorado allows for tax payments, and they cost less than credit card, crypto tax payments, and actually cost less than credit card transactions. Taxpayers may be subject to additional taxes down the line. But to me, it's a beautiful thing. Colorado is actually, and this is a beautiful thing, shows how state governments partnering with corporate America. Colorado was partnering with PayPal's cryptocurrency arm on the endeavor. The service fee for such transaction is $1 plus 1.83% of the total, according to the State Department of Revenue. Taxpayers opting to use direct debit are not subject to fees. Credit card payments impose a 75% fee plus 2.25% of the net payment. Residents can, for the first time, pay individual business tax, income tax, sales tax, withholding tax, etc., and so forth that I talked about earlier. Transactions can only be completed through PayPal personal accounts as opposed to PayPal business accounts. And PayPal and payments must be made in full using only one cryptocurrency, the Department of Revenue said. They stated, "We are touting Colorado as the center of the crypto economy." Um, the ETH Denver conference in February, um, this announcement was actually made, and now they're finally implementing. We have not only very favorable laws and rules, but we also have a great ecosystem of innovation here. And that is one thing, and that's actually the only, like, what is it? Colorado is the only Middle American state I actually want to go visit. But the Department of Revenue website did not list specific acceptable cryptocurrencies, but PayPal supports Bitcoin, Cash, Ether, and Litecoin, just like you can pay things with Bitcoin via Cash App and things of that nature. So, like I said, there's so many vehicles for you to be able to spend this asset, but a lot of times people want to continuously tell you it's not an asset. So, and the thing is, the corporation as PayPal is going to benefit from this. The user that likes to utilize spending the crypto is going to benefit from it, and the state government's going to benefit from it. So I look at it as a win-win situation for all three parties. But the people that are spending the crypto, and if you really take part in this, because me, I don't buy crypto to spend it. I buy it to hold on to the asset. I leave it at that. And I know that there's other crypto cards out there like Fold and other crypto cards out there where if you spend it, you get more crypto back. You get cash back rewards and things of that nature. And I'll get into that on another night because I'm about to end this. But I will say that I think it's a beautiful thing. And it just shows that the states are making money moves, government's making money moves, corporate America's making money moves. When are you going to make money moves outside of just having a job so you don't live broke like a fool? That's all I can say on that one. All right. So just wanted to keep it simple, family. Hopefully you guys have a great night. Don't forget to do the great three things: like, share, and subscribe. And if you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to sign up with WEBULL, Stash, Acorns, Crypto.com. All those platforms are listed within my description. And don't forget to check out my online store where I sell a variety of products all at the same time. If you've been watching, please do the great three things: like, share, and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. All righty. And that's going to be that. Get my stuff together and let me know if you're a new subscriber, and if you have your own channel, let me know in the comment section. When people subscribe to my content, I always subscribe back to them. So let me know, and I always will subscribe back, and I'll check out your channel. I'll comment, because I know that it helps the algorithm. And if I love it even more so, I will share it with other people, because I believe at the end of the day, we need to support one another and not just watch one another. So, and the easiest thing to do is to just easiest thing to do is just to like, share, and subscribe, or just to like and subscribe. That's the simple stuff to me. But hey, I know for some people that like, I'm not going to do it, but it is what it is. Hopefully y'all have a good night. And is there any other announcements I want to make? I think this will be my last live until next week, because I got to go out of town this week, and unfortunately, for a funeral. But maybe I'll go live tomorrow night, or if not, maybe Saturday night. So I've been trying to go live more. So we'll see what happens and go from there. But it is what it is. I'm out of here, family. Enjoy your life. Like I said, the one thing that this video taught me is you better enjoy your life. You gotta do at the end of the day, all right? Because if not, you have the opportunity of not being here anymore. So appreciate those that are in your life. Go from there. On that note, family, I'm out.
Mike, now. Mike, now.